Thanks for joining us. Come have a seat at our table, we're just about to begin. As always, I'm DM Midgarin, joined once again by our cast of wonderful and affordable role players. We have sailed across the skies of Eberron and traveled the sands and the dunes of Akal. Now the knights set our sights on a new world. One where myths and legends are forged, where the belief of something makes it real, and where the champions of gods stand against the monsters of Nyx. So sit back, relax for the next 6 weeks, as the Sunday nights present for your pleasure, Heroes of Theros, Godfall. Melitus is a polis devoted to learning magic and progress. It's the most populated city-state and home to progressive thinkers, pious thaumaturges, and wise oracles. Born from the defeat of tyranny, to this day it pursues the ideas of free thought, social betterment, and the reinvention over stagnation and totalitarianism. The polis is a bustle of activity. For the past week, the oracles have predicted a great cataclysm coming from the bay. Believing the threat to come seaside, the Navy has been called in. As you enter the city, you see people around the harbor. They are all praying to Thysa to spare them from disaster. Now, all of you have come by omens of your respective gods. So we'll go ahead and down the list and introduce our characters. And we shall start with Klaus.
That would only be natural. My name is Master Klaus Bridal. I am the hero of Clothis, goddess of destiny, and she obviously picked me to be her hero because I rediscovered her as a lost goddess, a lost deity. I was born a prodigy, you see. I grew up in a very well-to-do family, of course, as I should be, and learned the ways of history and arcane magic as I grew up. And I discovered her lost history, this goddess, and as the goddess of destiny, she rightfully chose me as a champion.
What has brought you to Melitus?
Why, my goddess, of course. She has led me this way for a reason. That I am yet to learn, but I trust my goddess. I follow her to the end, and I will learn what this destiny is that she has put in front of me.
And what omens did she send you to bring you here?
Visions. My goddess provides me visions and dreams of foretold future.
Lopos.
Rar.
Thank you very much, Lopos. On to Ragnar.
I am Ragnar Slavik. When I was very young, I was struck by the gods with a bolt of lightning, which has given me the strength. A priest has taught me the ways of Coronis, Kerados, the god of storms, and I have come to this new town to seek out vengeance, wrath, and revenge against those who have hunted my kind.
And what omens did your god send you here to Melitus?
As I was trotting out to Melanus, I was followed by a dark cloud filled with lightning and thunder, and as I closed the city, the lightning flashed throughout the skies, brightening, and I looked up into Coronis and says, "Is this my destiny?" He answered with a big thunderclap and a big boom.
Wow. I like that a lot. Go ahead, Ty.
Sometimes you just have to do it impromptu, my friend.
Okay, Lopos. While we're waiting on Tazrong, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character.
So Lopos is a Leonin ranger. He's spent most of his life out in nature and stuff. And while out there, he stumbled upon Nyla, who gave him warnings of a dark future and is using him as a conduit to stop the monsters that bring it upon the world.
Very nice. And what kind of omens does she send you so you know where to go?
Initially, they were just visions of a terrible future, but Nyla always guides me through the wind being at my back and the sun shining across my face when I'm doing the right thing and when I'm doing the wrong thing. Weather just doesn't work with me. I'm tripping over roots and stuff like that. She guides me in the way that the world moves me.
Okay, that's awesome. And of course, we have Aeolus.
Hello. Yes, my character's name is Aeolus the Busker. He grew up in the forests of Theros, just being a regular everyday party animal and just, living for the revels that his people bring. They're all very happy and they live to party, but he does worship Phoenix, the god of deception, and the signs that Phoenix has sent him was a dream of statues of the gods crumbling, and behind the statues crumbling was an even bigger statue of Aeolus himself, just strumming away, and is showing him that Phoenix has a plan to make another Xenagos the Reveler.
So finally, let's talk to, you know what? Go ahead and introduce yourself, because I love the way you pronounce your name.
I am playing Tyrax. He's a Minotaur barbarian and a follower of Mogus, god of slaughter.
Very nice. What kind of omens does Mogus send you to send you on your merry way?
He sends me messages in the blood of my enemies.
Ooh, okay.
You should see his cursive. It's pretty impressive.
For the past few weeks, your respective gods have sent you omens, sending you to Melithus. A great cataclysm is coming, and each one of them wants you to go handle it personally. The polis is a bustle of activity. For the past week, the oracles have predicted a great cataclysm coming from the bay. Believing the threat to come seaside, the Navy has been called in, and you can see people in the harbor praying to Thassa to spare them from this disaster. What do you all do?
Just coming into the city.
Nobody jump off all at once.
Yeah, you've come into the city.
As I arrive into the city, I speak with any of the guards that are there. I seek the temple of Coronis.
They look at you. Now, normally, you being a Minotaur and all, people would be kind of scared, but in here, Melithus is very open and very progressive thinking. Yes, kind Minotaur. They'll point you to the temple of Coronis.
All right, I pass through as I stroll through the streets, with my footsteps kind of like thundering along, and they make a big thundering sound as I walk. And I just make my way to the temple of Coronis. And as I find the temple of Coronis, I swing the doors open with a big bang and come into the temple. And I look for a priest of Coronis.
So was I able to see the centaur?
You were able to see the centaur?
Minotaur.
Minotaur. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought someone was a centaur, and I was going to see if they had a traveling pillow and what the quality of their traveling pillow was.
Natural sleeping state was going to be.
God. Hashtag centaur nap.
Okay,
All right.
Well, as far as my character goes, Klaus has his own steed. It's actually from his Conjuration Fine steed. He uses this quite often. And so he strolls in on his Arabian horse and goes to the guards and looks down at them and states, "Excuse me, could any of you direct me to the Colossus building or that everyone is heading towards? My goddess has directed me here, and I'm not quite sure where to go."
Yes, who is your goddess?
You may not have heard of her, it's alright. She is Clothias. She's the goddess of destiny. It's okay if you've not heard of that one.
Of course. People are heading to the harbor, but we also have a giant prayer circle at the Pygranos, the center of learning.
Oh, yes, that sounds inviting. Great. Where might I find that?
It's the largest building in the city itself. Great Greek columns spanned all the way up about 100 feet, and you can see carvings of all the gods. Well, most of the gods, of course, upon the front. It's that way, right in front of the statue of our dear Ifara.
I see. Well, wonderful. I will certainly go that direction. Thank you, gentlemen. And I see you have some learning to do here. I will certainly make sure your leaders are well equipped with my knowledge as well.
Go in peace, kind sir.
Thank you.
What's everybody else doing?
Lopos is going to find a building, relatively tall building that he can climb on top of and try and look over the city to see if he can see where he needs to go.
Like I said, the largest building is the Pyranos. That is the largest building, the edifice of knowledge, as it's referred to.
Is it able to be seen from the street level?
Yeah, you can see it no matter which part of the city you're in. There's also the observatory, which is a tall viewing platform. It offers a view for you climb up a tower, and you can actually, if you're standing upon the structure, you can see around the city itself. So there's two places that you can go to.
I'm gonna just head for the tallest place, the place that we're needed to go to, and not go to the observatory. On the picture shown for those who are listening, I know this is riveting, but I saw like some smaller buildings and some trees, and I was imagining him climbing up a tree to get a vantage point.
All right.
But if he can see it from the street level, he's gonna just start heading that way.
All right, so you head up to find the large building, so you can do a small perch upon. Klaus is heading off to the Pygranos to figure out what's going on. Ragnar is, of course, going to his temple, or going to his god's temple. But what's Tyrax doing in the midst of all this?
Tyrex will be joining the revelers outside the temple of his god and partying with them.
There's not a lot of partying at the Temple of Mogus. You see a battalion of hoplites. They're strapping themselves for battle, their shields out in front, and they are clanging their spears upon the ground, singing praises for the upcoming fight that they believe is on its way. Some are rumored that a giant monster is coming by the sea. Some believe that massive ships are coming. No one really knows what's going on. All they have is the oracle's words to go about.
I will fall in step with my great axe and join their chanting.
Aeolus, what are you up to?
Aeolus notices the beating and the chanting, and he is going to stroll right into the middle of the group and start playing music to accompany their chant and song. It's like a metal vibe.
So where are you at? There's lots of chanting depending on where you're at, and it's all different. Are you at the harbor? Are you at the Pygoros? Or are you over with Mugus and his crew?
Mogus and his crew.
Okay. All these soldiers are chanting and slamming their spears down, and you're over there just like, I'm gonna bust out my loot.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be some heavy riffs playing. It's gonna be like a Viking
Liar.
metal song.
We'll
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead and say liar.
Yeah, let's do We Will Rock You. Boom, boom, ch.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
I don't know the rights to that song.
That's okay. I'll be singing it off key.
Got it.
So yeah, I want to start performing and maybe earn a little extra coinage along the way.
As you are chanting, offering your praises to the gods, asking for their protection during this time. Ragnar, you over at your temple, what are you doing at the temple? You have one of the largest temples in Melithus. The god of the storm is definitely revered at a giant harbor town. The priests all around wearing deep blue robes. They walk about lighting incense, creating miniature clouds in the temple itself. They're all on their knees. One man stands above on a dais. Right now he's cutting open a freshly slaughtered cow to give offerings to his god.
I have to say it, as I barged in, I swing the doors open with a thunderous sound, and they would clash open loudly, getting the attention of anyone towards my direction. And since my Minotaur is anvil wrought, I resemble a metallic type structure, or my skin looks metallic to them very soon. I speak. I seek a seer, a leader here amongst you.
They look at you. They see your anvil-wrought body. Instantly, it shows that you are gifted by the gods. What do you seek a seer for?
Coronis has sent me an omen, has answered me with thunderous clouds and lightning strikes, has sent me an omen to come to the city for some sort of destiny for me to seek out. I just come here seeking advice and seeking your wisdom.
What is your name?
My name is Ragnar Trovik.
Ragnar, come forward. Tell us what you can see in the entrails.
Come forward. I look up into the ceiling, into the sky. I reach up into my hands up into the sky with my hammer, and I swing it around and slowly around. And as my hammer swings around, there's like static electricity swirls down into my hand as I hold it above the entrails. And it goes into the entrails as I try and to look into it and to decipher it.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
13.
As you're looking at the entrails, they form almost like a semicircle around. As you're looking at it, you get the impression with the blood flowing into it, it's showing you a semblance that is Melithus. As you're looking deeper into the entrails, at a certain point, you see a small bit of black in the entrails. Rot is happening. And that rot starts to grow and grow, but it's not coming from the sea. It's coming from the harbor itself. And the rot all of a sudden flares out and incorporates all the entrails, snakes all the way through, and attacks the cow. And then the cow itself rots and decays away in front of everybody. And a gas goes out into the temple. Ragnar, what does this mean?
Coronis has foretold to me that there is an impending catastrophe coming to this city. Tell me where I must go. Tell me where I must lead, so that I may go out and thwart this catastrophe to prevent it from coming and infecting the city.
It looks like it comes from the harbor. It doesn't come from the sea. But there are people in the harbor. There are priests. There are citizens praying in the harbor. Ragnar, you must go.
I shall go out and protect the people with the power of Coronis. He has said so and has answered my dreams and omens. I shall set forth.
Ragnar, you head out of the temple. Everybody's still kind of aghast and taken back about what they just witnessed. They've never had an augury quite like that before. Klaus, what are you doing up at the Pygoros?
Would Klaus be seeing this occurring?
Seeing what?
The Oracle entrails.
No, that happened inside a temple. You are outside.
Alright, so Klaus is walking up to this, I assume it's the largest building in the city, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and in the middle of town. Now, to get into this building, would I be able to remain on the horse, or would I have to disembark?
You would have to disembark. It is considered very rude and barbaric to be on a horse inside the Artifices of Knowledge.
Well, you know, where I come from, that's just normal, so.
Right.
But I suppose I will let these people, you know.
Or edify.
I will do as they. Yes, I will entertain them in their ways, and so I will disembark my horse and arrive at this front building and essentially walk through the. Is there a doorway or is it a hall? How would you describe it?
It's a massive archway. There is no door.
Okay.
It is open to the elements. People can come in and come out, bring their knowledge, take it with them. It is a symbol of of how to share knowledge and become a better society.
So I will enter this archway on my own with the horse right outside the building, I assume. And as I walk into this archway, could you describe to me what I see in this structure?
So the Pygoros is literally formed of the collective learnings of the polis. Recorded on carved stone tablets and glowing letters hover above the air. As you walk through it, these stone tablets kind of shimmer and gleam through you. There are people around studying the tablets, writing their own tablets later to be added to the Pygoros. It is literally all the knowledge of Melithus in one single area.
Now, with the people inside, these are just citizens that have come to collect their knowledge and share their experiences?
Yep, every citizen is expected to help improving this. So you have philosophers, you have thaumaturgists, you have oracles, priests, you have carpenters, you have artisans, you have fishermen. Everybody's allowed to come in and share their knowledge with the world, or at least with this polis.
So Klaus is going to come into this building. He's going to see all of the structure we have here. We have all these different citizens that are writing down their experiences, their knowledge of these gods and champions and their information they have. And would these be organized in any particular manner, like a library of any sorts?
There doesn't seem to be any organization. You see people just asking a question, and tablets will swim towards them almost. The tablets themselves will move around to them so they can read and look through the information itself.
Automatic card catalog. I love it.
Yeah, really cool.
So I will walk into this building and see all of these happenings where people ask questions and tablets come to them. And so I will come in and I will state, "Show me your information on Clothis, goddess of destiny."
As you say her name, the building itself will pulse with a golden light, and fragments of tablets start to slowly drift towards you. Some highlighting names, goddess of destiny, a couple tales here and there about the goddess. You get a couple myths, some called the Rage of Titans, the Twins at War, the Walkers of Woe. There's only a couple stories that are available for this god.
Well, I see she has not lost all respect, and I will examine these stories and notice a few holes, perhaps in one story or two, and attempt to fill in a couple of details that I have learned over the years.
Is that what you're up to?
Yes, that's what I'm up to.
Okay. As Tyraz and Aeolus start doing their chant, a loud thunder crack echoes throughout the city-state. The wind starts to pick up, the sky goes gray. The hoplites, they stop their chanting, they stop slamming their spears, and they all look towards their captain. The captain goes, "It is time. To the harbor men, if this thing gets past the navy, then we will be on the front lines." And they all let out a mighty cheer, and they start their march. What do you two do?
I will carry on with them, running alongside them. Not directly in formation, but same thing.
Okay.
I'm just strumming away. We will rock you, and it's going crazy. I'm getting down. Should I do a performance check?
Sure, go ahead, do a performance check.
Sick. I rolled a 28 for performance.
So describe what you do. It's a great and amazing performance. What is it?
Like fairy fire is just coming off my hands, and it looks like the strings are sparking and lighting up, and I'm just giving them a whole show, and I'm like Freddie Mercurying this up, man. And they're, I'm going, "Ew," and they're just doing it with me. It's going crazy.
The hoplites' morale improves, and they start to actually run and surge towards, always keeping in step with each other, but they start to move at a quickened pace. They are ready for battle. Their bloodlust is in their hearts, and they are ready to destroy whatever comes into that harbor. So, Aeolus, Tyrax, Ragnar, you all enter the harbor. Lopos, you are on top of a building. What are you up to?
I'm just kind of listening and looking around, seeing if I can hear or see anything that will guide my direction.
Lopos, as you stand upon the building, the trees next to you start to sway, and you can see a face amongst the trees.
Is it Nyla's face?
It is. The god of the hunt will step away from the tree and onto the building, and she stands before you.
My grace?
My champion.
What is it you ask of me, or where should I go? I don't like the loudness of the city.
Neither do I. And if it were up to me, I would not deal with Ifera's civilization. However, I feel that what comes for us all. Do not fail today, champion. I've given you everything possible to make sure that victory is assured.
I will never fail you.
Are you ready for this? It will be your greatest task to date.
I am ready.
As the wind picks up, she points to the harbor. Keep your eye upon them.
I will. And I kind of like Batman crouch on the corner of the building, looking at the harbor, trying to see what I can see.
As you look to the harbor, you see a group of hoplites surging forward, taking up ranks upon the harbor. They push people out of the way, their spears and shields clang down, and they seem to be making a battle formation to make sure that if anything comes through the Navy, they will be the first line of defense. You still see people chanting to Talsa for protection. The waves themselves start to pick up and the water starts to churn. People are trying to get out of the way, but still at the same time trying to keep up their faith. People are scared. They don't know what's coming. The last time something like this happened, a kraken attacked. What do you do there, Lopos?
The water is disturbed, but nothing has come out of it yet.
That is correct.
And how far away from the water am I?
How far do you want to be?
I would like to be within bow range.
Then you can be within bow range. I'm okay with that.
All right, so I would be about 80 feet away.
All right.
I'm going to pull my bow and I'm going to ready it for whatever is going to pop out of the water.
Okay. Ragnar, Aeolus, as the hoplites get into position, another thunderclap cuts through the noise of the crowd. Beneath your feet, the ground cracks and blue light glows among the splits. The people scream and start to run from the localized quake. What do you do?
This is cracking, so this is cracking into the ground now, right?
This cobblestone ground, or the cobblestones of the harbor, are starting to crack and blue light is emanating from those cracks.
I will move away to a safe distance just to avoid whatever is going to be coming out of the ground and prepare myself for battle.
Okay. Lopos, you see this as well. So Tyraz, Aeolus, Lopos, and Ragnar, you all see this.
So we see the cracking of the ground.
Yep.
Is it any evidence of what's creating this cracking?
None that you can see, no.
All right. I'm going to stay with my bow at the ready until there is something I can see to shoot at.
The hoplites all stand at attention. They turn their backs to the harbor and position their shields at the ground. The captain steady. And then as soon as he says that, the light fades away. The captain gives a cautious step forward. Aeolus, Tyraz, are you two doing anything?
Tyrax will move over to where the cracks are and start grunting almost in defiance of whatever was daring to come up.
Aeolus is going to look left and right, and he's just going to kind of slide behind the big companion that he joined up with.
Okay. Ragnar?
I have my shield at the ready. Again, I maintain distance. I have my hammer at the ready for whatever comes out of the ground. I'm just staying back to see what's going to be coming out of the ground.
As Tyrax and Aeolus stand near the crater, the captain takes another tentative step forward, takes his sword, and he pokes at the ground. Nothing happens. He stands up, looks at his hoplites, and then the ground explodes. A crater the size of one of the largest buildings erupts from the harbor. People scream. They flee. I need Tyrax and Aeolus to go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Aeolus got a 27.
Tyrex got 13.
So Aeolus, it was very smart on your behalf to step away from the crater and hide behind Tyrax. Tyrax, you're going to take the full brunt of this explosion. You're going to take 10 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone as a shaft of light shoots out from the underworld itself. A blue light bursts free from it. Through this pillar of light, you see demons surge forward.
I'd like to know if I could do something.
Sure.
I'd like to cast a spell. I'm going to do control water. If there's water near where this crack is, my intent is to bring the water up from just beyond it and put it into this crater where the demons are coming out of.
Are you trying to flush the demons?
Yup.
That's about what it sounds like.
Go ahead and post the spell.
Yeah, until the spell ends, you can control any freestanding water inside an area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on the side. You can choose any from the following effects. I can do flood, where I can cause water level of all standing water around me to rise to 20 feet. I can part water, or I can redirect flow. You cause flowing water in the area to move in a direction you choose, even if the water has to flow over obstacles, up walls, or on any other unlikely direction. The water is in the area moves as you direct it, but once it moves beyond the spell's area, it resumes its flow based on the terrain's conditions. The water continues to move in the direction you choose until the spell ends or you choose a different effect. That is the effect I want to do, is redirect the flow of the water into this crater.
Go ahead and describe what you're doing to the crater.
As I see these demons start to come out, I take my hammer, I take a knee down to the ground, I point it up into the air, and I slam it down to the ground, telling Coronos, give me the power of your waters to flood these demons away. And then I will choose to bring the water from outside, from out in the bay into the area where the crater is to flow the direction of water in there.
As you speak this, a thunderclap echoes throughout the entire polis. The water starts to lead away from you, building into a giant tidal wave, and then crashing upon this pillar. The pillar disappears, and you see black forms slam up against the different columns of the buildings. All goes quiet for a moment. And then as you look there, the water itself fills this crater, and it starts to bubble and starts to steam, and the vapor starts to create almost like a mist or a fog that echoes throughout the entire harbor. Not good enough. A heartbeat later, a wing flap is heard as the mist pushes itself off, and in the center of the crater stands an Archon. Before all this happened, Archons controlled the entire world. They were driven out by the gods because they were tyrants. Humanity and all the humanoid races, minotaurs, satyrs, and all that, were slaves to them. And because of the tyranny that was faced, the gods were actually born into existence. The polis, the three polis that you guys stand upon, were their old kingdoms. They were built from the ruins of the kingdoms. Having an Archon back spells disaster for all of civilization.
Does a 30 hit?
A 30 does hit.
Okay, I unleash just a basic arrow from my bow and do 7 piercing damage.
As you aim your arrow, the arrow itself will start to glow with a greenish golden light. As you fire down, it strikes the Archon in the chest. He grunts out in pain. He looks upon the arrow and grips it. Nelia is here. He'll break the arrow off in his chest. From the ground, he'll reach down and he'll pull out what looks to be a spear made of twisted black metal, almost as a splinter from a giant metal tree, and he'll raise it to the ground. And from the sky, a winged lion will dip from below the clouds. The Archon will disappear and appear upon the lion. He holds up his spear. People, your rightful leader is here. Fear not, for I will destroy the vile traitors of this world. Order shall be restored, and I shall start with the symbol of knowledge itself. With one more wing beat, the lion soars, heading to the Pygoros. What do y'all do?
Am I witnessing any of this at all?
Yeah, you see all of this.
Okay.
You also see a giant winged lion, someone riding a giant winged lion, and he's heading towards you with a score of demons.
Can I continue shooting stuff? Because I would like to shoot some demons.
So 3 demons made it out before Ragnar flooded the teleportation pillar. Thank you, Ragnar.
I do what I can to keep you off guard, my friend.
I know. Ragnar, Tyrax, and Aeolus, what are you 3 doing? The demons are scrambling to their feet and they're heading out towards where their master is going.
Are they heading towards us or are they heading away from us? That's what I really would like to do.
They're heading away from you, then they're heading towards the Pyronos.
What I would like to do is cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Call Lightning. That's a 120-foot range, by the way. I'm going to do it at a third level spell. And basically, you just got to make a Dexterity DC saving throw, DC 15 or better. And then they're going to be taking 17 points up. And basically, there are just lightning bolts going to each one of those demons. And they're going to be taking 17 if you fail, and then half if they save.
And it's a dexterity saving throw?
If they're DC 15 or better.
Okay. All of them failed, so they all take 17 points of damage.
Yeah, so I plug my hammer up into the sky. I say, Coronis, empower me with your lightning, and I shall strike these foes. And then lightning comes down, strikes my hammer. I point it forward, and then lightning bolts come out of my hammer toward these creatures and strikes them.
Lightning strikes these demons, the Eaters of Hope. They start to fall out of the sky, but a word from their master, they rage forward, and they all head towards their destination.
Okay, well, it's good for 120 feet. I'm not sure how far away they are from me, but I can do it again unless they get out of it.
Sure.
So if I could do it again, I'm just going to crack them again.
Yeah, their fly speed, by the time another 6 seconds goes around, they would probably be out of range.
Okay, because if they didn't, they would have to save again, and then you were going to take 24 more points of damage.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
So how far away am I from where this is happening? I assume that this is not too far away.
About like half a mile or so.
Oh, so it's like right there.
Yeah, but they're heading towards you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm obviously going to notice that I hear something. So I in the middle of writing out filling in one of the stories, I look up and I hear commotion. People are screaming, running, and I look up and around me, and I see there's a bit of a disturbance over there at the pier, and I see that there's a griffin flying towards me. Is that correct?
Lion.
Well, it's about the same. I see a lion coming towards me, and I decide that's probably not what's supposed to be happening around here. I'm new, but I'm going to assume that's not a normal thing. So I decide I'm going to get on my steed, and I will go towards where this commotion is coming from.
As you exit the building, the citizens around will start to scream and shout. They point their hands up, and the creature's actually heading towards you.
There's probably a good chance you saw a bolt of lightning come down and 3 bolts of lightning head out toward these creatures.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
What do y'all do?
I'm just going to close the distance and try to see if I can catch up to them since they're running away from me.
Tyrex is going to laugh like a half-drunken frat boy and go charging off that way with his great axe ready to go.
Yeah, I'll be doing charging speed myself, so dashing probably.
How far away is the lion from me right now?
Probably about 500 feet, but it's closing in fast.
Okay. So then I will suppose I will stay close by. I will be off the steed then, and I will be close by. Alright, well essentially I'm going to essentially get myself ready for this thing flying towards me. So I'm going to ready my double-bladed scimitar, and have that ready, as well as I have a shield and a spear if I need that. I'm going to stand ready to attack this thing. I don't know what else to do right now. I'm waiting for the thing to get close to me.
Oh no, I got you.
Okay.
As you step out, the lion with his rider will actually land onto the ground. The people start to scream and flee away from the creature.
All right, so it's running, correct? It's not. For some reason, I thought it was flying.
It has just landed.
So it's a griffin.
It's a winged lion. It's like a griffin, but where a griffin has the body of a lion and the wings and head of an eagle, this has just the wings of an eagle, and the rest of it is all lion. And upon the lion is the bane of humanity itself, an Archon. So, what do you do?
I've already told you what I do. I'm preparing for this thing to attack me. I'm standing there with my double-bladed scimitar and my spear, and I'm standing in attack mode, essentially.
The rest of us are just chasing after this thing, so it's going to take us a little bit to kind of get there, right?
Yeah, it's going to take you a minute. The Archon lands, looks around the polis area, and as he does that, demons will also drop down. One will drop down upon the roof of the building itself.
Oh boy.
People start to scream. The Archon will get off of his mount, and the mount will actually fly off and start to circle the little town square. He'll walk over to you, Klaus. He walks over to the building. In his hand is a spear made of black, twisted, jagged metal. And he'll point it to the building, and a bolt of energy will launch from it. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. That doesn't help. You do not get out of the way. You will go ahead and take 4d10 points of damage. Klaus, you will take 20 points of necrotic damage. As you take this bolt basically to the chest, you get blasted back into the building. You fall to the ground, you tumble a little bit, and you see the tablets that you just wrote upon get hit by this blast and disintegrate.
Dare you disrespect her?
The Archon will look down at you. Who do you serve?
Can I rage and start charging?
Sure.
I suppose as he's charging, I answer to them, I serve Clothis, the goddess of destiny.
As you say that, a Minotaur runs at the Archon. Go ahead.
As she strikes again.
If this was cinematic, that'd just be funny as shit.
Yes.
I serve Clothis, goddess of destiny, and she strikes again. What? Boom!
Yes.
Minotaur. Tyrax, tell me what you're doing.
So I will charge up to the Archon and snorting obscenities as I approach, and I will take 5 from my attack roll to add 10 damage.
Okay, so you roll with a 16? You roll 21, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you do 22 points of damage?
That is correct. 22 slashing. And then I'll say, I told you what would happen!
Who do you say this to?
The Archon that I just smoked.
Okay.
Sorry, that would be 23. Yeah, 23 because I am raging. Sorry, 28. Oh, I'll sort my life out.
Sorry, I actually hit him harder.
So as the Archon gets hit, he takes the axe to the chest. He will spin around. His spear goes down to a low guard. He'll look at you. And just in a very calm voice, he just... And what god do you serve? So let's go ahead and roll for initiative. All right, so Klaus, you're up first.
Wonderful. Essentially, this guy just came busting through and got hit by a Minotaur, correct?
That's what happened.
All right. Do I see the other people surrounding? I want to see who else is around me so I'm not getting hit by something. So let's see. Do I see the other people around me right now?
So whatever you see right there, that's what you see.
That's what I see. Even on the rooftops?
You know that creature's up on the rooftop, yeah.
I think what I want to start out with, honestly, is just my range attack. I want to throw a spear at this guy.
Which one?
I have spear and a scimitar. I just have the one. Let me do something else here. So if he's doing magic spells on us all. Is that correct?
He's kind of magic. And the
Kind of magic.
to quote a beloved warlock, he's kind of magic.
Okay.
Are you kind of magic?
So then what I'll try to do to start off with here.
What's the damage? 2d4?
2d4 minus 1 slashing.
Is it magic
That's
at
your
all?
strength.
No.
Okay.
Let me see if I can cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay.
Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target will end. So, will that stop it, if he's doing it, or does he have to be doing it at the time?
It has to be an active effect.
Has to be an active.
So he hasn't cast a spell yet.
Okay.
And it doesn't work on instantaneous spells either. So if he had cast Mage Armor on himself, then it would end that effect. But it would not, he doesn't have any spells active at the moment.
His weapon is magical. She can dispel the magic on the item, and that still just counts as dispel magic.
No, it only dispels a spell.
All right. So he gave me what kind of damage?
It was necrotic.
Basically, would this creature be considered undead or elemental, celestial?
No.
Cool.
Wait, what were the options?
Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Not a fiend, not an undead.
More an outsider, right?
It's not an outsider. It's a celestial.
It is a celestial.
It is a celestial.
Okay, I want to tap myself on the back.
That's an entirely different ability.
Just looking at the protection from evil and good now, not the other one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this says, until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against these certain types of creatures. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantages on attack roll against the target. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So I want to at least have some sort of bonus against this creature I am against, so I will tap myself.
Did you pick that because of last season with Jazat using a fear aura on you?
I already have a fear immunity in my character, but no.
Gotcha. Okay, just asking. So that's what you do for your action. Is there anything else you're doing, movement or bonus action?
I like to move closer to the people rather than the creature.
All right, then go ahead and move.
I can move about 20, so let's move about right by these people here.
All right, speaking of people, Tyrax, it is your turn.
I'm not people.
He just asked you which god do you served. How do you answer?
With a full attack action upside the head with my axe.
All right.
If he's gonna keep asking me, I'm gonna keep swinging.
I just kind of figured that he just asked you that, and that's what you did. That you just kept on swinging.
Yeah, we're not doing flanking or anything, right?
No.
Roll number one.
Just straight up rolls.
26 to hit on the first one.
26. Okay.
Apologies. Because of my path of zeal, the first creature I hit every round takes an additional 1d6 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add that on top. That's another 8 damage. And attack number 2, 50.
That does not hit.
And then I shall move just around there.
Okay. All right, Aeolus, what are you up to?
Aeolus is going to start a casting. He's going to cast Shatter on the Archon.
So, how are you casting the spell?
I'm playing Delicious Licks and staring at him aggressively.
All right, Constitution saving throw. So I will roll, and then Klaus will also roll.
Okay.
It fails, so it takes 9 points of damage.
Klaus is not doing so good right now.
So 17 points of damage to Klaus. Aeolus, are you doing anything else?
Yes, I am using my bonus action to give Klaus a D10 of Bardic Inspiration for her next roll.
All right. Klaus is a guy.
I couldn't tell. I'm far away. You are very pretty. No?
Of course I am.
All right. Lopos, it is your turn.
I am going to run 45 feet that way, and I am going to put Hunter's Mark on the big baddie.
Hunter's Mark on the big baddie?
So I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on him, but I am going to shoot the demon with flame arrows.
Okay.
I am going to shoot my bow twice at him.
At the Archon or at the demon?
The demon.
Okay, go ahead.
I am still casting Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay, go ahead. Roll for 2 attacks.
Does 13 hit?
13 will miss.
What about now? Does a 13 hit now?
13 still will miss. Anything else you're doing there, Lopos?
No, that's going to be my turn.
The Ashen Rider will put his hand upon the chest before you struck him with your axe. He'll look up to you. Through his helm, you can't see his face or his any type of expression. All you can see is the pitch blackness through the mask. He'll take his weapon and strike at you in multiple succession. Will an 18 hit you, Tyrax?
An 18 will hit me.
You're going to take 17 points of piercing damage and 13 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
So taking half, of course, because of rage on the physical. So that becomes, what, are we going high or low?
Low. You round down.
So 8 piercing and, sorry?
So you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage, 6 points of radiant damage. The second and the third attack will hit. So you're going to take 9 more points of slashing damage, 3 more points of radiant damage, and then you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage and 6 more points of radiant damage.
Is that already halved, or?
That's already halved. I halved everything.
That's what I figured. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Altogether, you took 40 points of damage in one attack. Okay?
Ow.
Yeah, and that's half the damage. That means if you didn't take half damage, that's 80 points of damage. You guys want to be level 10. This is what you face when you're level 10. One of the demons will actually jump down onto the ground. The cobblestones around his feet will shatter, and he'll start grabbing hold of citizens. He'll clutch hold of 2 citizens in each hand, look at them, his mouth opens up, and you start to see light trail from their mouths into the demons. A second demon will jump down and do the same, and the third demon will actually jump down. He'll open his mouth, and this miasma shoots out of his mouth in a 30-foot area. So I need Tyrax and Klaus to both go ahead and make me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma? Who calls a charisma saving throw?
These guys do.
Remember, you have a D10 of inspiration.
No, I don't.
I was
Klaus
talking to
does.
Klaus.
I don't know that I'm gonna need that. I rolled a 21, but
Oh, you're fine. You're totally.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, you're.
I
Totally,
rolled a 12.
That doesn't pass. So Tyrax, you're going to take 15 points of necrotic damage, and Klaus, you will take half of that. So you will take 8 points of necrotic damage.
As my skin melts and I don't look so pretty.
Yeah.
I still look pretty.
So Ragnar, it is going into your turn. As you see around, the citizens that the demons have captured, they're breathing into them. They start chanting to Ifera to save them. And the Archon is like, yes, call for your goddess. It is your turn.
Right. On my turn, I'm going to be focusing one of my lightning bolt over here, but 5 feet in front of it, so it's not going to only 5 foot. So this way, it's only going to hit him and not these other guys over here to the sides. I'm not hitting the citizens. I'm just doing that because it's wherever. It's a point where I go, and then it's any creature within 5 feet. So it's with the call lightning.
I got a 15.
So you'll be taking half
Okay, so that is 9 points.
lightning damage.
That one's doing worse for wear than the rest of it.
And as a bonus action, I'd like to summon a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And I'm just going to have it sit next to me for the time being.
Describe what your spiritual weapon is.
My spiritual weapon is going to be a hammer, and it's going to be as it comes out of my hands, and it's going to be an exact copy of my hammer. It's going to be, but it's going to be surrounded by static electricity.
All right. As you summon the weapon, the hammer will appear beside you, ready to go.
Yeah, I can't do anything because I already did my call lightning, so I can't do anything until next turn. That's all my turns.
Okay. Klaus, it is your turn.
I want to use my Beacon of Hope spell.
Okay.
And
is that
I
a concentration spell?
That concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay, so you already have protection between good and evil. That's a concentration spell. So you have to drop the concentration spell to cast another concentration spell.
I am going to instead use Bless on these two guys that are close to me, these two characters that are close to me. I'm going to bless them, and so whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, which is...
So you get to up to 3 targets. So which ones are you doing it on?
Me and these other two.
Alright, so you're casting Bless on yourself and on Tyrax, right?
Right, so when we make an attack roll or saving throw, we can roll a d4 and add it to the attack roll or saving throw.
Sounds good.
You'll get one more person. I think you get a total of 3.
Yep,
I
you
do,
get
but
total.
where's the third one I can...
You can pick anybody in this area. You can pick Ragnar, you can pick Lopos, or you can pick Aeolus.
Who needs help in their fighting right now?
I mean, I'll take the assistance if you're handing it out.
Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
There you go. How do you call upon Bless?
For Bless, I will stand with my head facing the skies, my eyes closed, and my hands lifted above me, and I say, "Merciful Goddess, allow me to bless thy kinfolk." And I will separate my hands out to these other creatures, these other characters, and there will be a beam of light upon myself and the two that will have the blessing upon them and be instilled with this extra bonus to our attacks.
All right, cool beans. Anything else there, Klaus?
I don't know that I can.
All right, Tyrax, it is your turn.
I am going to attack. Okay, I'm going to use Reckless Attack, which gives me advantage on my all my attack rolls, but it gives them advantage on hitting me as well. And I will attack twice with my Great Axe again. So my first one is a 23.
A hit.
And that'll be an additional 7 damage on top of it. And my second one is 27.
That'll hit.
That will be 11 more slashing for a total of 35. Plus 7, so 42 is total.
Okay. Anything else?
So I will use my Zealous Presence, and that's once per long rest as a bonus action. I can unleash a battle cry, and 10 other creatures of my choice within 60 feet hear it. Gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of the next turn.
Nice.
So I will throw that on the 4 party members, the 4 PCs, and then spread it out on the people that are interacting with the demons right now and probably making saving throws.
So what is your grand battle cry?
I will cry out to Mobus and say, "Witness me!"
I dig that.
Nice. Aeolus.
Aeolus is going to look at the Archon, and he's going to cast Dissonant Whispers on him. And the whisper that he uses is, "You ain't shit."
Okay.
Is that meta? That sounds meta.
It is a Wisdom saving throw. It's going to be cast at 2nd level.
Okay. Critical 25. He's fine.
God damn it.
He's like, I am shit. I am great. I am amazing. Nope. 25. He shrugs it off. He doesn't care what you say.
All right, I'm going to use my movement and move right here next to the fountain, and I will end my turn there. Oh, no. I'm going to use my bonus action to give our Minotaur friend here Bardic Inspiration.
Klaus, you have Bardic Inspiration, and Tyrax, you have Bardic Inspiration.
Roger, roger.
Okay, Lopos, it is your turn.
I'm going to shoot this one here.
Roll for attack.
Does a 23 hit?
23 will hit.
So that's going to be 11 piercing damage. And then I am going to shoot him again. So that does a 30 hit.
Yeah, 30 will
I
hit.
sure hope so.
All right, that's going to be another 8 piercing damage.
As you pull back your bow, the arrows start to glow with a golden green light and you fire it off. As the arrows hit the Eater of Hope, the Archon will shift his head to the demon and he'll shift his head to you. Are you doing anything else there, Lopos?
You want something? I taunt.
Okay. It is his turn. The demons will actually drop the civilians that they were carrying. And as they drop, the civilians, they clamber to their knees and they put their hands together and they start to pray for Epira. And the demon will jump, passing it, and grab 2 more civilians. And they'll start the process over again.
Basically, we interrupted them when we attacked them, right?
It doesn't seem that way. It seems like whatever they were doing, they finished with the ones that they were doing it, and they moved on to 2 others. Every time they grab hold of these civilians, they ingest something from them. And after that point, the civilians will start praying to their goddess. You're not really sure why. This has never really happened before. The Archon will look at you, Tyrax, as you stand there beaten and bloodied. He'll look at you. He goes, "Forsake your god and become my champion. If not, taste the tip of my spear."
Phrasing.
You answer him back?
On my turn, I will.
If you don't answer him, he's going to stab you.
I will kind of look like I'm considering it.
He'll stand off to the side.
He'll stand off to the side.
Yeah, you're in the way. He's going to fire something. Lopos, does a 14 hit you?
It does.
All right, you're going to take 35 points of necrotic damage
From what?
from his bolt.
Okay.
Second attack, 28 will hit you. You'll take 24 points of necrotic damage. And you can't regain hit points until his next turn. So you've taken 59 hit points that you cannot heal.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little rough.
Yep. Ragnar, it is your turn.
I'm going to drop my concentration on Call Lightning for the time being. And I'm going to do bonus action, Shield of Faith on myself.
All right.
Give me 2 extra plus 2 to my AC, so my AC will be a 21. I'm going to move up my hammer here, and I'm going to swing at that demon with the spiritual weapon.
Roll for attack. Ouch. 25 will hit.
All right, and I'm going to do 10 points of force damage to him.
It kind of clocks him upside the head. As he's holding the civilian will drop, sink down to her knees, and start praying as hard as she can.
All right, and then I'm going to move to over here, closer to this guy over here.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all I can do.
Klaus, it is your turn.
All right, so Klaus is going to, let's see, right next to this demon here.
Yep.
All right, so Klaus wants to attack this thing. I'm gonna go with the slashing damage, and so we're gonna attack this thing with my double-bladed scimitar. 21 hit.
21 will hit.
All right, so I rolled a 6,
Okay. And what is the second attack?
an 8.
Okay, so 8 points of damage. Anything else?
I actually have 2 attacks for mine, so I can attack him again with the double-bladed
Yeah.
scimitar.
So you have 2 attacks. That is your 2 attacks. And then as a bonus action, you can attack 1 more time.
All right, well, let's do that again.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
10 will miss. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
There we
Getting all
go.
excited. I was like, ooh.
Oh, let's keep it going.
All right. Tyrax, what is your answer?
So the same thing as last time. I will attack recklessly, giving myself advantage.
So is that your answer?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So first attack is 18.
18 will just hit. Yep.
It's good for 12 slashing plus 11 for the extra d6 plus 5 for swinging the round.
Okay.
And the second one is 28
Yep, that'll hit.
for 10 additional slashing.
Okay, so 38 points total.
Yes, sir.
Okay. At the end of your turn, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm not so good at those.
Tyrax, what'd you roll?
12.
Okay. You're going to take 24 points of necrotic damage. As you swipe your axe down, it's going to hit him. Before you pull it away, he's going to grab onto it, look up at you. You've chosen poorly. And a blue light from the underworld will actually snake around the shaft, go up your hands, and then strike at your heart, dealing 24 points of necrotic damage to you. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 24 points. And you cannot regain that until you finish a long rest. So no matter what you heal, 24 of those hit points cannot come back until you finish a long rest.
Understood.
Okay. Are you dead yet?
No.
Just checking. You've taken a lot of beatings.
Just wait till my backstory comes out.
I need all 4 of them to make me a wisdom saving throw. No, sorry, excuse me. They must make a charisma saving throw.
What are you casting?
Bane.
All right, go ahead and read Bane for me.
Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make a charisma saving throw. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack, roll, or saving throw, before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throws.
Fair enough. What is the DC?
17.
The writer saved. He's fine. But the demons did not.
The demons have to subtract a d4 from each of their saving throws or attack rolls.
All right, anything else you're doing?
Would I still be able to cast healing spells on my party and have it work?
No, because you cast a prepared spell. You'll have to wait until next turn. All right, anything else?
No, that's it. Sorry, it doesn't work. My bad.
Opos, it is your turn.
All right, I am going to shoot at the main baddie, but actually before I do, I'm going to shout out for everyone to watch out, and I am going to cast Ice Storm on him, and that's going to be a dexterity saving throw for everyone within 20 feet of him.
That's a big spell. I didn't know Rangers had that spell.
It is part of my bow, Affixis Bow of Nylia.
That's a god weapon. How do you have that?
I asked the DM very nicely. Everyone within 20 feet needs to make a dex save.
Yep.
No, I see how it is. When the rest of us ask, we just get regular uncommon magic items, but he gets a god weapon.
You have to remember he was also voted runner-up for the warmest, most softest hand award.
Tyrax, Klaus, I need you guys to go ahead and make me that dexterity saving throw.
Klaus
Klaus
rolled a
is-
24.
Fine. Just God.
Klaus said no.
I did tell them to watch out before I did it. So
It's very
18?
reminiscent. 18? Yep. So you take half damage, I believe.
for everyone who rolled less than an 18, which I believe was only the bad guys,
The Ice Storm ability is from the Winter Arrow. So go ahead and describe how you're using this spell.
so I reach into my quiver, working out for my specific arrow that looks icy and feels cold to the touch. As I notch it in, I aim directly straight up into the air. As the arrow comes down upon its target, it splits into a bunch of ice shards, raining down on the ground below.
Very nice. And you use that one, so you can't use it again. It is his turn.
Actually, and then on top of that, I have Hunter's Mark on him still. So that's going to be another d6 of damage,
Okay.
which is going to be 2. And then I still have another shot, and so I'm just going to shoot him with the normal arrow. But I'm assuming a 14 does not hit.
14 will miss.
Don't I have Bless on me?
Yes.
Does that give me a d6 to hit?
D4.
Does a 17 hit?
No.
Dang.
You needed to
try,
roll
though.
before. Good try. That's reminiscent from the boss fight last season, where he's like, I roll with advantage. I have lucky. It's like, oh, you still missed it. As the Archon is struck by these ice shards, you fire another arrow. The arrow goes wide and misses him. He looks at you, and you feel this pull happening in your body. All of his attention is focused on you. Light will start to bleed away from the area, and it seems like the spear in his hand gets larger. And he holds it up, puts his arm out, and he throws it straight at you. Does a 15 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to take 31 points of damage.
I am down.
I'm not finished yet. He didn't aim the spear at you. The spear shoots out, and as you're holding the bow to fire off the next one, the spear will actually strike. So the spear will strike Aphilus. As you're holding onto it, waves of necrotic energy shoot up your chest. You start to hear this horrible shriek, and you don't understand where the sound's coming from. And then all of a sudden, the bow that you have, that your goddess gave you, will crack and splinter. As you're holding onto it, the spear twists itself and splits right through the bow and strikes you in the chest. Then you will go down. The bow of Nyala will lay broken in your hand.
Well, that sucks. Also, I'm down. Let me roll my throw. I rolled a 2.
Ryakron nods his head, 1 down, and he's just going to walk casually towards Lopus.
Attack.
Tyrax, if you want to attack our opportunity, you can.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead, roll.
And I will subtract 5 from my attack roll to add 10.
All right.
That's 24. So 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
That's... Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, the 1 bonus damage doesn't happen.
Right, so what's your damage?
8 slashing.
8 slashing. Okay. So the demons will drop another 2, and they start, and you have this entire crowd is starting to pray for Ephira. They start to chant her name. You start to see the statue in the middle of the fountain. Aeolus, you see her chin move slightly in the direction of the Archon.
I look up at it and I say, "This is fine. This is fine."
Ragnar, it is your turn.
First, I'm going to move up over here, but I need to move my weapon to over to here. I'm going to move it to over here by this guy. And then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the guy who just went down, but I'm going to do it at 5th level.
Okay.
Heal him for 29 points of health.
Right.
I come over to do that. It's basically like I'm dragging it's like when I reach out and touch his body, it's like an electrical jolt. It's like I dragged my feet across carpet and basically just did a static electronic, like static electricity into his body. So like electrical energy goes into his body to jolt him back into life.
Like you're a minotaur, so I feel like you're just like rubbing yourself like, clear.
Yeah, basically.
Clear.
And heal him for 29.
All right, Klaus.
I want to go ahead and attack it one more time with the double-sided scimitar again. Well, an 8's probably not going to hit. What about a 25?
25 will hit. Roll for damage.
All right. I rolled 9.
Okay.
And then you said I have a third attack, correct?
Yep.
All right, so let's do that again. Oh, another 25 and an 8.
All right. Very good. Anything else?
Isn't that enough?
Yeah, I know. It's like, how is this guy looking?
It's fine.
Oh, boy. Ragnar, can I just be, like, behind him and provide some...
Yeah, that's fine. Tyrex, it's your turn.
You're up there by Tyrex. Ugh!
Yeah, sorry. We need to use the correct pronunciation. It's his culture. Tyrex.
And I appreciate that. I will run after him, attack recklessly, and -5 from the attacks to add to the 10 to the damage, which will give me 20 and I believe 18.
-5 is 17.
Yes, but when I roll even if I roll a 1 on bless, it'll be 18.
Oh, that's right. You are blessed. That's correct. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Lay into him.
Okay, so that'll be 10.
Yep.
Plus 6 bonus damage on the first attack in Radiant. And the second one will be for 13 slashing.
Very nice. Lots of damage there.
And I will scream, "Don't you interrupt me!"
I need you to go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
He's interrupting me, isn't he?
Yep.
I think I'm okay. That's a natural 20.
All right. You don't lose your maximum hit points, but you will take, 31, half of that, 15.
That's not very nice.
He's not a very nice creature. They are tyrants. They don't care about you.
He used to be.
Aeolus, it is your turn.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. It's a 60-foot range. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range will glow green in an outline. I need them all to make dexterity saving throws.
Are you dropping Bane then?
Why would I drop Bane?
Because Bane's a concentration spell and Fairy Fire is a concentration spell.
Yeah, I'll drop Bane and cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. All right, where are you centering the spell on?
The statue.
Okay. So one got a 6, one got a 22, one got a 20.
And the rider.
17. All of them but one passed. As Ragnar uses that magic static cling, the spear will pop out of your chest and clang to the floor. You are able to get up. Since you did go unconscious, the hunter's mark did go away.
Yep.
It is your turn.
I am going to pull out my regular longbow and shoot the main baddie.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Will not.
What about a 20?
20 will hit.
Do 6 piercing damage.
Okay. As your wooden and steel arrows hit him, it just kind of clings off his armor. Much better. Anything else you do in Lopos?
I'm going to recast a hunter's mark.
All right. As he's within range, he'll hold up his arm. That metal spear that pierced your chest and shattered a god weapon will shoot into his hand. He'll raise it on high, and he'll disappear. And above head, he'll actually reappear on top of his mount, on top of that line that's been circling around. It's like, it is done. You all are finished. The people around you have been praying ever since the demons' attacks. The demons will jump backwards, away from everybody. The statue in the center, her eyes start to glow and she starts to grow. As she grows, the stone starts to crack and split. You can see the necks behind those cracks. A deep blue starry sky behind them. Her eyes will start to glow golden, and the avatar of Apira will appear before you.
I would like to cast a spell, but I'm going to use my channel divinity to basically maximum damage with the spell I'm going to cast at this statue. I'm going to be casting Destructive Wave.
You're going to attack a god?
Absolutely, I am.
Okay.
Kronos is my savior and my god. This creature here is going to become a god and do destruction. I feel that this is a threat to us, so yes, I'm going to make an attack on it.
Okay, before you do that, probably give you some background information. Apira is the guardian of Melthus. She is the patron goddess of Meletus.
I'll hold my attack then, because I'm just trying to see what she's doing. Because if she's going to be on attack at something, I'm hitting her with a spell, god or not.
Gotcha. Yeah. The statue starts to grow, and she'll raise her head, and the urn that she carries in her hand will start to pour with golden light. As it pours out, anybody within this vicinity of the fountain will be healed for 3d6 points of damage. And she'll raise up her head up to the Archon. We killed your ancestor, and we will destroy you.
Wow. Wow. 3 1s, really?
Right? That's
Wow. All right, so this is a question I'd like to ask you, DM, if it
Sure.
work or not. So with his bow being broken, would mending be able to repair it?
No.
But it's just a shot in the dark. Let's
Yep. Oh, no, I got you. Lopez is in a lot of trouble right now, so we'll get to that later. The Archon will look down. No, Epira. Today, I destroy you. And that same spear that destroyed the god weapon will glow with a dark light, and he'll shoot it down like a lightning bolt. The spear will strike Epira in the chest, and even though she's an avatar, she starts to stutter. There are lights in her eyes start to glow brightly at first, and then starts to dim. The statue starts to turn back into a statue. No! What is happening? And the statue will stop moving entirely. It starts to turn obsidian, just like the spear, and the water start to run dark with black ink. Behind Klaus, the floating tablets, their magic will start to die and deteriorate, and the buildings start to crack all the way around through them. Each building starts to crack and split. It is done. The goddess is dead. What do you all do?
I yell back at him with Thermagy. Cronus will see your wrath. Upon you from Cronus, I'll chase you down.
Bring your god here. I will smite it down as well.
I would like to cast Raise the Dead,
Okay, on...
the goddess.
Okay, no effect.
All right, well, with the battle being over, my spiritual weapon will drop.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I still have some cure wounds, so I can cure some people if they need some wounds cured.
The Archon will sit upon his flying lion. Now it is time for you all to kneel before me as your new lord and master.
I like to change what I'm doing.
Okay.
He's still carried like he's flying around.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Recast my call lightning spell again.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Strike at him with lightning damage.
Dexterity saving throw.
30 saving throw.
Since he is mounted, he gets advantage on it.
Fine.
17.
We'll take it half of that. I'll call upon Cronus and have lightning strike my hammer, and it's like, by Cronus's, you will feel the lightning wrath of Cronus. And point it back at him and hit him with his lightning bolt.
As you speak the name, the clouds start to darken. Thunder rolls in. Lightning streaks through the sky. 5 bolts of lightning shoot down, striking each of you in turn.
Okay.
Your world goes entirely white, and we will end it there. What happened to Ephira? What was that flash of lightning, and what is the fate of our heroes? For the answers to those questions and more, tune in next week for part 2 of Heroes of Theros, Godfall. To not miss out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Sunday nights. Minstrels, play us out.